welcome to the Frontline Fantasy Football Podcast. This is your host, Jason Cameron, and to my left we have Brandon Alessio with a face for radio.
And a body to match.
We have Austin Alessio to his left.
Hey.
Nothing, okay. And we have the producer, the eyes and ears, Seth Hansen.
That was really mean. You hurt his feelings, you can see.
I broke his soul a little bit.
Mine's been broken for years.
I'm sorry.
It's already been broken.
Brandon.
Nope.
I'm sorry.
See how this is
That
going.
was really mean.
All right, so real quick, we had a Twitter giveaway. It was a mystery gift. If you could guess which action figure, like this Jimmy Graham one I'm pointing to if you were just listening on the podcast, if you could guess which running back it was, and the running back, it was Willis McGahee.
Get some.
What
It's
clues did you
It's
give?
all about the U.
I didn't give any clues. I just said running back.
It's an impossible task. We could have offered $1 million giveaway if somebody could guess it and they wouldn't have guessed
Well,
it.
I wouldn't offer $1 million giveaway. I'd lose
Might
$1
as
million.
well.
You know somebody would guess it as soon as you say a high price like that. So we have a Willis McGahee with the Bills, not with the Browns or Ravens.
Best
with
team
the
in the
Bills.
NBA. Or NFL, excuse
Wow.
me.
Wow.
The Bills?
Yeah,
Best team in the NBA, according to Brandon.
NFL.
So I wanted to start this podcast off by asking if, because you guys went to Colorado this past
I
week.
just have to say that Jimmy Graham, his arms are huge.
Well, Jimmy Graham is huge.
Yeah, but like to scale, those are like 28-inch biceps.
Well, maybe he has those bigger biceps.
I think it looks pretty accurate.
Well, I mean, if the
Oh,
tight
you-
jersey,
I can't
hugging the
see
top
from
of
your
his arms,
angle,
I
but
mean,
So how could you
I can't see
you're
from
not
your...
qualified for an opinion.
I think Jimmy's looking pretty good, to be honest.
Rotate Jimmy just a little bit.
Look at his arm compared to the rest of his body. He's literally rocking like 28-inch biceps.
He just got big triceps.
I
What
don't
can
think
say?
so, Austin. I would say that the rest of him is disproportionate.
To what, his head?
It's perspective
No.
right there, Seth. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Jimmy's a stud. He's a stud. So I
Was.
wanted to ask about Colorado.
Was.
What about it?
Is a stud. I just wanted to ask if you had any interesting stories from that trip.
I
I kind of putting you on the spot, but I
so yeah, excellent story.
None that I can share while remaining employed at my current employer.
really.
I find that hard to believe unless
Okay,
whitewater rafting is banned where you work. But
You guys went whitewater rafting.
yeah, it's pretty dope.
Oh,
No, we
nice.
said whitewater rafting
What
because we didn't.
what level?
Category 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 and 5.
4 or 5 is death worthy. Like you could die during those. I doubt you.
Well,
get a
you
4
could
or
technically
5.
die in one.
Clearly, you don't know
You die
anything
in a
about
kiddie pool.
whitewater rafting if you're
I
making
know
that assumption.
everything about you guys'
We-
swimming
we
skills,
about-
and I know you didn't do a 4 or 5.
We got life jackets in a boat.
It's not going to help.
It would have
you.
been dangerous if we fell
I
out.
like
We
I
just
like how
didn't
you
fall
said
out.
boat like it was insinuated. Like some people go whitewater rafting.
Well, he was
I-
making
out
it seem
the
like
boat.
we swam down there.
I
It's
would almost
technically a
bet that-
raft.
It's not
I'm pretty
rafting.
sure you
It's
have
not
to
a
be a good
boat.
swimmer to do those.
I don't-
4 or
well,
5.
They ask
Category
you
4 or
if
5.
you're capable
The
swimmers,
rapids
and we
are
just all said
category
yeah.
4 and 5. Don't ask me.
I don't know. I'll have to ask.
We went through the Royal
I'll
Gorge,
have to ask your
Jason.
dad about
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah, the Royal Gorge, excellent place.
Yeah.
Garibaldi fell out twice.
Their dad.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Ezekiel Elliott and his 6-game suspension. He's been accused of domestic violence.
Idiot.
Supposedly, there is substantial evidence that he got physically violent with Tiffany Thompson, who is his girlfriend, side chick. I don't know what they are. Elliott filed his appeal this past Tuesday, and then his appeal will be heard on the 29th. So I was just kind of wanted to ask you guys about what his draft value is now with a 6-game suspension.
It's too early to say because we don't know if he's going to get suspended or not.
No, I'm just saying if
If
he
he
keeps a
at
6-game suspension,
yeah,
where's
but
he
he
at?
won't.
Well, if Ray Rice can
Why
get
wouldn't
2 when there's a video of him knocking somebody
Yeah, but they
out,
might be trying
he
to
can't
make
get
they might be
6.
trying to make an example out of him.
Exactly.
Why
The
wouldn't they
NFL
have
has
done that
had
earlier?
so many issues. Maybe they throw the actual 6 games at him.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be 6 games or no games. So, and I
I
would bet-
disagree with
I
that.
would
I'd see him
bet
getting
6
bumped
games.
too, but
I'd say 2 to 4.
If they have evidence, then
Well, maybe they have the same evidence the police have before they didn't charge him with anything.
in
I
fairness,
doubt
he's a
it.
celebrity and they always get off easy.
Yeah.
Or not always, but
Oh, yeah,
typically.
just like Martha Stewart, huh?
They typically get off pretty easy.
Martha did time.
She still got off early though.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a 10-year sentence, and she did 6 months with parole or something like that.
Martha Stewart, one of my favorite TV personalities.
Let's keep
What?
going.
It's not
So
every day that
Ezekiel
you find
Elliott-
somebody that can. I mean, she's twice what Rachel Ray is. Let's just be honest.
Well, that's not saying much.
Don't
But yeah,
lie
I
to our
agree.
view. You never watched Martha
We
Stewart.
no,
Martha
we grew
Stewart
up with
living?
Martha.
My
mom
mother
was obsessed.
subscribed to that
My mom was
publication.
obsessed with Martha
Okay.
when
That
we
was
were
all I
kids.
That
had to
makes
read in
more
the
sense.
bathroom before smartphones.
Yeah, before she went to jail. Oh, that my mom watched that after Sesame Street every day.
She didn't support her insider trading?
She did not.
No?
She was not a fan of Martha for a long time.
So she's back.
Kinda. I mean, she won't. She's like it'll. I'd say she's a fan still, but
All
not
right.
as big of a fan.
This
Ezekiel
is very
Elliott's
intriguing radio.
Well, it's a podcast, so it's not radio. No.
Depends how you listen to it.
Ezekiel Elliott's value. Where is he going now?
I'd say after this
Where
suspension,
should
his
he be
value easily goes down.
Oh,
Thanks, Brandon.
Just
Wow.
wow.
it's hard to say. I'd say him moving to the late.
The heck was that?
It's probably an echo from the chair. I'd say early fourth, maybe. 6 games is a half a season or a third of a season.
Early fourth.
It's because even if he gets like hurt and misses a couple games, which is standard for a starting running back, 2 games, it's like decent. Even if he gets hurt, that's still a half a season, or it'll add up.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy taking him. If somebody let me take him at like 15, I'd probably grab him.
You would take him at 15. So Brandon would take him. Pick 40.
Well, and this is not to.
I'd say in between like 38 and 42
No,
ish.
he's gonna be He's gonna be 6 games fresher come your playoffs. I don't know, and obviously the
season,
Cowboys aren't going to be as good as they were last year, and without him, they're going to be even worse. And so, honestly, there's a good chance they're going to have to be playing games, playing competitively towards the end of the year.
I just don't like drafting people I know who are guaranteed to miss games.
But he's not injured. If he was missing 6 weeks due to injury, I'd be much
he's
more.
still guaranteed to miss games. The best you can get is 10 games.
Yeah,
that's why I don't like him.
So I have to overdraft Darren McFadden for the first 6 games. I mean, whatever.
I'm somewhere in the middle of you two. I'm not. I would probably go 20, 23.
He's such a game changer that if you can just put anybody back there, and at the beginning of the season there's always more healthy running backs.
So
the problem a lot of people have with running backs is midway through there's like 10 injuries.
So around where you're drafting him, would you take Jordan Howard before him?
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Austin?
you're asking me. Never mind.
It depends how do you think about Jordan Howard. I'm a little split on Jordan Howard.
According to ESPN, he's number 12 or 13.
No, I know where he's at.
I'm asking, would you take him?
He's moved back to 14 actually. T.Y. Hilton moved up. quite a bit.
That's honestly a tough one.
So you're really high.
I would have to look at it.
Devonta Freeman.
I would probably rather have Devontae Freeman.
You would rather have Freeman?
Yeah.
So you would still take Ezekiel at number 5.
Number 5 overall or fifth running back?
No, 5th running back because it's Le'Veon,
Yeah.
David, LaShawn.
Yeah, because I like him more than DeMarco Murray.
Devonta, and then you would take Ezekiel instead of
Yeah,
Jordan.
that's probably pretty close to where I'd have him. Like I said, you're just gonna have to overpay for DeMarco, or I think there's enough good running backs sitting around that are gonna start that you could get by for 6 weeks. You know what I mean, though? If you can get somebody who's gonna get you 8, I mean that's good enough for 6 games.
If you check out our website, frontlinefantasyfootball.com, we have our rankings there, and I would go all the way to pick probably running back number 12. I would take him before DeMarco Murray. I'd rather have, sorry. I would take him at running back number 8.
I feel they're
before Fournette, Gurley, and J.H.
A lot of those guys are darts anyway. Even like we don't know what Michael Thomas is going to be. We don't know what J.J. is going to be.
But we saw what they
I at
were
least
last
know
year, though.
Yeah, but I know what
Michael
Zeke
Thomas
did last
was over 1,000 yards and double-digit
1,300
touchdowns.
year. Yeah, but he
10.
was still a rookie. Andy had help on. Brandon Cooks took a lot of coverage off him.
I don't think that matters at all.
I'm just saying.
Mike Evans. So let's
I'm sorry, 1,109.
So we're all over the board. So
They had Adam Humphries. That's elite.
Just
It's elite receiving on the other
just
side.
pick, which one of us you would trust.
Because
and
none
then
of us
go
agree.
around that area because we're not gonna agree. Next up, Sammy Watkins. The Bills traded Sammy Watkins and a 2018 6th rounder to the Rams in exchange for cornerback E.J. Gaines and a 2018 second round draft pick. So this year I just wanted to know his value.
I like him a lot less than I did a week ago.
You liked him more on the Bills?
Oh yeah, Tyrod Taylor's actually semi-competent.
I think he was in the 40s, pick 40s or 50s, and ESPN really hasn't shown him dropping a ton, but
He's too high for me. I'm not going to take him that early.
Brandon, I know you're as a Bills fan.
First off, I'd like to say I'm very upset about this, but besides that, if we scroll down to Jared Goff, his quarterback, to his stats, I know last year was his rookie year, and I know he played 7 games, and I know that his numbers were terrible. In half a season, 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. with a 5.3 yards per attempt, which was the worst in the NFL.
Yeah, did you see the rest of the team?
If we have that man throwing the ball to him, I don't care. He could have doubled his production. He still would have been a scrub. So him with Sammy's not going to do much, sadly, unless Jared Goff has made an absolute 180. I don't want anything to do with Sammy Watkins.
If you look at our rankings, I have him at 20, so that's after Brandon Cooks, Allen Robinson, DeAndre Hopkins. I have him going before Michael Crabtree, Golden Tate, Julian Edelman. Excuse me. And so his value obviously drops. I don't know. I'd still take a chance on him though, because he's still something special.
Yeah, maybe in the 5th or 6th round.
Well, yeah, just depending on who's there. He's almost more exciting than Allen Robinson, and I wouldn't take him before Brandon Cooks.
When he doesn't have a foot injury.
It's the thing, though. He has so much potential, yes, but I could see it being the same thing as DeAndre Hopkins last year.
Yeah, but the dude's been hurt every single
really
year
good
with a foot.
quarterback.
Yeah, like incredible talent, but he's got someone awful throwing him the ball. So, like, last year was a huge headache for owners of DeAndre Hopkins, where I feel like the same thing might happen around here.
DeAndre Hopkins is better than Sammy Watkins.
And then I also wanted to talk about dynasty value. Sammy Watkins, up or down, or too soon to tell?
Too soon.
I would say it's honestly lower.
Lower.
Well, it was with the
At
Bills.
least
Yeah,
Tyrod Taylor could throw the ball.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm kind of the exact opposite.
Didn't the Bills score like the most touchdowns in the league, or weren't they top 5 in
they're a top 5
scored?
offense. I know.
Yeah,
The Rams couldn't even score.
I would go the other way about it. We don't know we know what Tyrod Taylor is.
Yeah, and he wasn't bad.
He's all right. Yeah. Sammy Watkins is never going to do anything
to them,
great.
though,
but
because he was hurt.
you don't know what
He
Jared
was
Goff
hurt
is.
like the last 2 years.
We don't know how good Jared Goff is.
I think I can tell you pretty much, and whatever.
You're
know he
making
has
a judgment off of 7 starts.
We know he has a very low floor.
He could be.
You
he
can
could
usually
be
tell
something
pretty
special.
quick.
We know he has a very low floor.
He was drafted first pick for a reason. He could easily be something
Yeah,
special.
so was Ryan Leaf.
He shouldn't have been.
Well, okay.
So was David Carr.
So was Cam Newton. What's your point?
Oh, Cam Newton has like the worst accuracy in the history of quarterbacking.
Oh, jeez. Peyton Manning is last year.
56%. Okay.
Anyway, I'm just saying we
On
don't know what
career.
Jared Goff is. So if Jared Goff turns out, Sammy Watkins could be in a great situation.
And if
Plus,
he
he's the
doesn't,
number 1 receiver.
That's
If
a
he doesn't,
colossal
he's
if.
going to have rookie quarterbacks for the
Well,
rest of his career.
In Dynasty, you're kind of looking at what
This is
ifs
like a
anyway.
Browns situation. When was the last time the Browns found a quarterback
It's
that
not
could sustain a quarterback?
Browns situation.
Well, they had Brian Hoyer.
What do you mean
and
it's
threw
not
him
a
away.
Browns
They have
situation?
competent owners. The Browns, their whole management is just messed up. The best thing they did was hire Hugh
Are
Jackson.
you kidding me? They signed Jeff Fisher to an extension.
And Jeff Fisher got him to 8-8, and now
Yeah.
where they
Oh,
got that
wow.
team to 8-8. And
Yeah.
look at the team now.
8-8.
The team won like 2 games last year. The team they got
And
the
Jeff
they're not
Fisher
the Browns?
is the ultimate tease.
still. I'm just saying
Browns better.
potential. You don't know. Jordan Matthews also got traded for cornerback Ronald Darby. So I just real quick.
So they downgraded receiver and cornerback for a 2nd-round pick. Well done, Bills.
He was going in like the 10th round. So I mean,
Well done.
just real quick, what do you think?
He's better. Name one other receiver.
I could not.
That would-
Brandon?
On the Bills?
Yeah.
They have Anquan Bolden.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's fair.
36-year-old
Yeah.
Anquan Bolden.
Just left the retirement home to come back to the Bills.
I don't think that was loud enough.
Shut up!
There we go.
A little better.
I prefer if you muted it next time.
I'd prefer if you muted Austin's mic. So let's just move on from that. We'll talk about draft strategies. So does anybody want to go first? Austin or Brandon?
I would love for you to go first, Jason.
I will say
I
that
can go first. If
I
you-
will say usually mine ends up. I usually have a strategy, and then people take guys I'm not expecting them to take, and the strategy just leaves. So I usually end up with best player available. Or I like for this year, for example, I think a lot of the better. I'm happy getting a lot of the late end running backs, and so I would probably be more inclined to go wide receiver heavy.
late end like who? Like Mark Ingram?
A little bit with them, but like Paul Perkins, I would be okay starting. I'd be okay starting Spencer Ware.
Paul Perkins had 400 yards.
Spencer Ware, I agree.
LeGarrette Blount. I'm just saying, there's enough Eddie Lacy. Even there's enough good end of.
Oh my goodness.
If you told me those are my 2 or 3 running back, I would not be mad.
LeGarrette Blount is all sorts of press about him being super underwhelming, and Eddie Lacy didn't even come out starting last week.
Who else was over there? Wendell Smallwood? They got rid of Ryan Matthews.
Wendell Smallwood was decent last year.
Oh,
They still got Darren Sproles, the mighty tank, the worst nickname of all time.
They got a quarterback who threw the ball 50 times a game last year at Carson Wentz.
Somehow ended with 16 touchdowns.
I only said
Very
that
sad.
to say that, for example, I feel personally like it's a heavier. I like a lot of the quarterbacks or running backs going in late rounds, and so I might be more inclined to go wide receiver heavy. But usually, any strategy that I do have is usually taken away immediately because people draft where I don't think they will.
We could transition that into what I was going to say, because I was thinking the exact opposite. Not trying to be controversial, but I feel like with a lot of the high-end running backs, they're a lot less risky than the receivers, just because the top running backs are like pre-suspension was Ezekiel Elliott, David Johnson, LaShawn, Le'Veon, DeMarco, Devontae, etc., Jordan Howard. Those guys, like, as they got the starting roles, they got tons and tons and tons of carries. Whereas Allen Robinson showed last season that even if a receiver gets a bunch of targets, it doesn't transition into automatic points.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with draft strategy.
Yeah, it does.
So you've essentially said if you have a top 10 pick, top 5 pick, take a running back. I don't think anybody's.
No, what I'm saying is
He's saying take running backs.
the high-end running backs are worth so much
2
more.
or 3.
No,
It's
anywhere
easy.
in the draft.
I'd say especially towards the front, because the highest end running backs, like if you get 20 carries, you're gonna get some points.
Yeah, but that's a first round strategy. We're talking draft strategy.
Even through the second round, like Jay Ajayi, he's like what usually drafted at 17. He was getting close to 25 carries a game towards the end of the season. Like especially someone like him getting 25 carries a game, he is going to get points. Whereas even if somebody like I don't know, can't think of his name, Antonio Brown, when he'd have a like Ben Roethlisberger, for instance, is hurt all the time. Whenever he has the backup quarterback, his stats tank. Like even if there's a decent defense, like you can shut a good receiver down. It's a whole lot more difficult to shut down a good running back.
When does a good receiver get shut down?
Who
shuts down Julio Jones? Who shuts down OBJ? I mean, there's a lot of the top guys don't get shut down.
Well, even quarterbacks could shut down their own receivers. We saw what Osweiler did last season. We saw what Blake Bortles did. They completely.
Yeah, it also kills everybody else.
That
hurts every other part of the team. That hurts running backs.
If you look at the Texans last year, Lamar Miller got drafted around the same area as
and he majorly
DeAndre Hopkins. And he still got more points than DeAndre Hopkins, even though Hopkins was viewed as probably a better talent.
Well, yeah, because the passing game was so bad, but it also hurt.
But he still got more points than him.
It hurt Lamar as well.
He was getting then. Even so, why is Hopkins behind?
How come Le'Veon Bell and Brown can both be top 2 players? Why I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's a rare
Le'Veon
situation.
is still higher than him.
I just don't really. I don't know.
Does not compute.
Because he's going to be higher because he gets more targets.
Just sum up your point, Brandon.
What I'm saying is, even
I don't see what
good
point you're
receivers can be stopped, whether it's a defense or
good running backs can be stopped. That's a stupid argument.
When was the last time you saw Le'Veon Bell get stopped, other than injury?
Well, I don't have a spreadsheet in front of me.
When was the last time season David Johnson got
Julio
stopped?
Get stopped?
Quite a bit last season. He had 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, last year when he didn't
he's
score
not
a touchdown.
scorer. He's a yard guy.
Here, I'll pull up his games from last season. I could guarantee he has more single-digit games than David Johnson.
When did Mike Evans get shut down? There's a ton of guys. Everybody has a bad game.
Julio Jones, 1 catch, 16 yards. Week 5, 2 catches, 29 yards.
Who'd he play
Week
those
8,
weeks?
29 yards against the Packers. Week 12, 4 catches, 35 yards.
Plans are all different.
Week 14 and 15.
You can't just say, he got 4 points.
I got to agree with
terrible.
Brandon. Running backs are a little bit more consistent.
The top.
Let's move
they're
on.
They're only more consistent at the top.
Julio only averaged 11 points a game while having a 300-yard game in there.
Nobody's saying not to take Le'Veon or not to take David Johnson, but to say that running back.
It's the thing. Julio Jones.
Running back 20 isn't going to give you anything.
Julio Jones averaged 11 points last season, which is less than people like Jay Ajayi. His game picked 15 picks before him.
Let's just look at the rankings. Like right now, Brandon Cooks is at 18, and we have C.J. Anderson at 17. C.J. Anderson was way more consistent than Brandon Cooks, who put up 2 in 18.
You're trying to take C.J. Anderson over Brandon Cooks?
not this year. I'm just saying last year, way more consistent. He's just saying running backs are a little bit more consistent.
Jay Ajayi, I'd say for better or for worse, didn't play the first 4 games. Let's say he had like 15 carries in there. He averaged 12 a game to Julio's 11, and he's getting picked 15 picks later.
Because the positions are different. When you
change.
When you touch the ball 25 times a game, that's going to happen.
You're acting like someone's taking targets away from Julio.
Well, yeah, he didn't.
Who? Mohamed Sanu?
He would have had more yards. Yeah, the running backs were taking a lot of them. A lot of people take targets. I'm just saying
if he's capable of getting 300 yards in a game,
he's not losing targets. If you go into a 4 or 5 wide set, there's that many more guys that can touch the ball.
We need to move on. So
when you go into I formation, it's just going to be
my draft strategy. I was going to focus on dynasty perspectives since these guys took most of the time. Just real quick.
Let's just skip your part.
1. Thanks.
Oh yeah.
Look at talent, age, opportunity. So I'm talking about. Let's talk about David Johnson real quick. I mean, he's obviously super talented. He's 25 years old, which is a little bit older in dynasty, but he's still young enough where you would take him. And then opportunity, nobody's behind him. So right now he's a great pick, but next year I'd probably have 1 or 2 in a dynasty, or 2 or 3 in a dynasty league after Ezekiel Elliott and Le'Veon Bell. But I would say,
how old's Le'Veon?
26, 25, 26. You want to look that up, B?
I would have loved to.
You
Jason.
should be a little worried of both because they're not going to have a quarterback in the next year.
But I'm kind of getting to that where the amount of carries these guys get right now, and for a running back, 26 to 27 is a little bit older. They're not going to be worth as much as Odell Beckham Jr., who I don't think he's the same age, but even a wide receiver that's the same age as them. I'm just trying to think of somebody.
You're looking up Le'Veon.
Like T.Y. Even I think A.J. Green and Antonio Brown are 29. I could see them having a better career from 29 to 35 than Le'Veon Bell or David Johnson would have from 25 to 30.
Yeah, but couldn't I argue that the benefit that David Johnson and Le'Veon are going to give you over a 4 or 5 year stretch would be greater than that of a 35-year-old Odell Beckham Jr.?
But I'm just saying you're trying to look at the long distance. You're trying to look at the longevity, and when you're going to have at least a wide receiver number 2 with those guys 5 years down the road, where Le'Veon Bell might not even be in the league.
I looked it up, and Le'Veon and David Johnson are both 25 years old, with Odell Beckham Jr. at 24. So only a year difference. You are a huge nerd.
See, Odell for the next 10 years could be a number 1 wide receiver.
No, he's not.
Where Le'Veon.
How many number 1 wide receivers are 34?
Odell Beckham Jr. is special.
He focuses on speed.
He's 20.
He's going to be slower.
When he was 22 and 23, he hasn't been the number 1 yet. So why would he be number 1 at 34?
He's not been a number 1 wide receiver?
Oh, I thought you meant the number 1 receiver. Never mind.
No, I'm just talking a number 1 wide receiver on a fantasy football team. And then, so number 2, if in doubt, we kind of touched on this. If you're deciding between a position and a wide receiver, go wide receiver just because of the longevity. Then number 3, have a ranking sheet you can trust. It seems simple, but you got to know where you value those certain players. Like I would value, obviously, a receiver higher than a running back. So,
and you're obviously talking about
for dynasty leagues.
Well, non-PPR as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Because Le'Veon and David catch so many passes that you.
Well, PPR with a wide receiver. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr. is getting 8 catches a game. I know no running backs are getting.
Le'Veon and David Johnson get pretty close.
Those guys, but any other one.
Well, no, I'm just
name
saying.
Another one that is that consistent.
Well, Devontae Freeman gets a lot.
Nice. Was
that a sarcastic nice, or is that like a? You're right.
It was a little bit of both. But the drop off is going to happen. I'm just saying, especially with the Freeman, he's already injured from what I heard this year. So, all right. So now we're going to move on to our mock draft. Brandon has pick 10.
I have pick 10. Yes.
Austin has pick 6. And
start the clock, Seth.
What? You didn't need to say that. You could have.
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
And I have pick 4. So we're just gonna assess what we're thinking before we take our picks.
What if I'm on the clock and I can't think and pick at the same time?
Well, then you can, since you're the 6th pick. We have a little bit of time before we get to Brandon's pick, so you can reflect on your pick after you're done picking.
What I don't like is how I wish you could do. We need to use the software that doesn't already have pre-selected players. You know, I feel like that kind of cheats the draft.
It makes it easier for people who haven't played before. Yes.
Yeah, but everybody in our league's played before. I think we should just do it where they don't put the players there. You just pick. You come up with your own ranks.
And where would you find this program?
I've never looked for it, but
that's why you get a draft board then. We have 7 seconds till our draft starts, and obviously
the excitement
Le'Veon
is unbearable.
Or David is going to go first.
Some guy's probably going to clown and pick.
You don't know that. Tim Tebow is a high draft pick this year.
If Tim Tebow goes first, I mean, I was in a mock draft where Tim Tebow and Chad Henne were top 2 picks.
Why are they even options?
What is that from? Sounds like some old Frosty cartoon.
So first pick on the board, David Johnson.
No.
Or sorry, Le'Veon Bell. Then Brandon went. No,
that's
sorry.
not me. There's another Brandon in the
Jason,
draft.
let me get this figured out.
Sorry.
Fail.
Le'Veon Bell, pick 1. David Johnson, pick 2. Obviously, we agree with that.
I'd argue
You can flip them. But
I'd argue David Johnson won.
Obviously, top 2, we agree. And then 3 should be Antonio Brown. Or is that a silly statement?
I'd say him. Probably, yeah.
Come on, Team Faney, let's go.
At least there's only 30 seconds in between, not 2 minutes or something.
Is 2 minutes too much for you?
Very much. Way too much.
What?
Yeah, I said that really weird.
3rd pick, Antonio
40
Brown.
45
So
seconds.
Julio Jones, Odell Beckham Jr., Mike Evans, LaShawn McCoy, A.J. Green, Jordy Nelson are all next. Jordy Nelson's in the top 10 now? What?
Hasn't he always been there?
That's a good sound
No,
drop,
he
Seth.
was.
Oh, no, he wasn't because...
He was 12
Zeke.
or
It's 'cause of
13.
Zeke.
But he was 12 or 13. He
T.Y.
shouldn't be that high.
T.Y. Hilton moved up a bunch, too.
No way I would take.
Got to be kidding.
He used to be back at 14 or 15. Now he's at 11.
Yeah,
Melvin,
but no way I would take Jordan Nelson that
both
high.
slid down. Well, me neither, but
Not a.
Well, you don't like him having double-digit touchdowns every year?
I like that, but I wouldn't take him that high.
Oh.
You would? You would take him at pick 9 before
I think
Freeman?
it's kind of outrageous to say he doesn't belong there.
That's just my opinion.
Well, I don't like
Take
your
it or leave
opinion.
I don't like your opinion.
Well, so be it.
Julio Jones was picked with number 4. A safe pick.
I thought you just got on the soapbox saying how bad he was.
Jeez.
Well, he's been solid for years. It's safe. It's not like you're not going to win a league doing that. Oh,
Hey,
you picked him.
Looks like I'm up.
I accidentally auto-picked Julio Jones, but that's who I would have went with anyway. Actually, I probably would have picked Odell Beckham Jr. or Mike Evans, but I'm
I'm
kind of skeptical about Odell Beckham Jr.
I went Lashady.
That's a solid pick. With what, 6? Yeah.
Was there any hesitation for Jordy, or was it always going to be Shady?
That's usually who I end up taking every time.
Around.
My real draft is pick 6, so
That's where you're going
That's
to go.
usually
Melvin
where I
Gordon
go.
picked with 8. Ooh, I am up.
Brandon is up.
Now, this is interesting.
Freeman went at 9.
Because after I said I want, that's one of the people I wanted. After I said I would go running back heavy, the top 4 picks are all receivers, which is awesome.
A.J. Green, Jordy Nelson, T.Y. Hilton, Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Jordan Howard, DeMarco Murray.
I'd probably go
JJ.
with A.J. Green just because of the value's sake. However, there's somebody I really like this season, that is Jordan Howard, and I will reach with him with pick 11.
You have got to be
Why do
kidding.
you like him so
Ooh.
much?
5.2 yards a carry behind a terrible line his rookie season. 2.8 yards after carry, which was 3rd in the league.
After carry.
Or after contact, sorry.
You're not worried about that offense at all?
No,
You're not worried about him not scoring touchdowns?
their offense was trash last year.
He's a stud.
So was
I'm
Todd
with
Gurley's.
Brandon.
So was Todd Gurley's his rookie year.
I don't think they're
Where's the
same.
rebuttal? You have
I
no
don't
rebuttal
think-
for that.
I don't think they're the same player. You
Yeah.
stopped me a little bit, but I think
Mitch Trubinsky in his first preseason game did more than Jared
But he's
Goff
not
did his whole
starting.
rookie season.
It doesn't look like he's starting though.
He started 9
Oh,
for
you
9
know
with a
he's gonna
touchdown.
play.
He's playing.
Oh wow! In week 1 of the
He's
preseason.
playing.
Ooh.
Apparently, a lot of people aren't liking Jordy at number 9. What pick are we at?
DeMarco
14?
Murray went 12
I
after
would-
Brandon picked Jordan Howard.
I would
Yeah.
really like Jordy Nelson at 15.
Yeah, are we at 15 right now? Or-
Well, yeah, I would
No,
like him
at
at
13.
15.
I can't see what.
Well, I'm 2 picks off and he's still there.
I would take him at pick 13.
Oh, look at
That's
that!
Jay
He
Ajayi
just has to fall one more.
went
He's
to
mine.
pick 13. Wow, running back heavy.
I like that pick.
Following Brandon's strategy.
Obviously dependent on his health.
He already had a concussion this year, but he's been cleared. He sat out for like a
I wonder
week
how
and a
long.
half,
I wonder how long Dez is going to sit at 17. I can't believe Baldwin's at 18. To be honest, I don't know when he moved that high up.
Talk about people I'm never gonna take.
He moved way high up. Goodness sakes.
Doug Baldwin.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I wouldn't take him either.
Everywhere I was looking, he was in the mid 20s.
I'm pretty sad about that. Not gonna lie.
So Jordy
Austin's gonna
Nelson
pick
went
T.Y.
one pick before Austin. At
Yeah,
pick
we went
14.
Ty
Why Ty?
because he's a beast. And assuming Andrew Luck's healthy, I don't see what's gonna change. All Moncrief does is take 2-yard touchdowns. So
Michael Thomas went pick 16. I'm at right now. My options are Dez Bryant, Doug Baldwin, Gronk.
that is a bad place to be.
Demaryius
That's
Thomas.
a very lousy spot.
I think
I'd almost reach for Lamar.
I'm going with Gronkowski.
I was gonna say I would only go Gronk or Lamar, maybe Amari.
I don't like how injury prone he is. How in the world do you?
Jason doesn't know how to draft.
I'm in
Players.
I'm in some sketch thing. I'm hitting draft. Uh oh. I'm gonna end up with Dez Bryant.
Uh-oh.
How do you draft?
What'd you do for the first pick?
He auto
Oh, there.
drafted.
We got him.
Yeah, you're that guy waiting
Whew.
until like 2 seconds left.
We got Gronk. So I would rather have Gronk.
Somebody
his ceiling is high. His floor is actually really low.
Why did somebody
Just
pick
because
Dez
he's a
so
good player.
soon?
Yeah,
Come
but I
on.
was get worried because he misses half the year.
Exactly. He hasn't.
Guaranteed.
The past 5 seasons, I don't think he's finished a season.
That's
Still,
So,
it's
right.
rare to play 16 games from.
honestly, he probably should drop back into the late 20s, or not late 20s, early 20s. But I'm
Remember
just
that people were taking him first round like a year or two ago?
Yeah, I think he was like
kinda
Big
weird.
10
what
last year.
production he does.
Yeah, but the
brings-
Patriots just have so many weapons. I don't see why you'd go to him that much.
They're weird because they don't have any like. I wouldn't say overtly dangerous weapons. They have like
Brandon Cooks?
oh, they do now. But, like they had like 5 quality receivers, but no like Pro Bowl receivers, if that makes sense.
So after my pick 17, Dez Bryant went 18.
Somebody wasted a second round
Doug
pick.
Baldwin went 19, which we both hate those players this year.
Trash.
Especially Brandon, since Dez Bryant is going to have a better season than Jamison Crowder. And then at pick 20, Leonard Fournette. You guys buy into the hype?
No.
They
Man,
said
so
they're
did to Crowell.
They said they're gonna try work T.J. Yeldon into the mix.
Somebody
And
really
if they're
took
gonna try get him
Isaiah
in there.
Crowell before Lamar Miller.
Still,
He's getting a lot of hype this year, too. And that's
the
not
Crow was
something-
good last year.
He's good, but I no way I would want him that high. No way. At pick 21.
Who are they gonna throw the ball to?
Kenny Britt.
Who are they gonna throw the ball with?
I can't.
Brock
think of his name.
Osweiler.
No, he's not going to win the job.
Is his
That
preseason
one guy,
game?
like that. Oh, he was a rookie last year. I can't think of his name. Was a serviceable QB.
I looked in the first half of the Browns game on NFL.com for some reason at the box score, and I think at the point I looked, Osweiler was averaging like 4 yards an attempt, going like 3 for 9. It was very disheartening.
So after Crowell,
You're
I
up,
picked
you're up, dude.
Oh, jeez.
With 8 seconds. Wow.
Man, he's just talking. He's throwing me off.
Yeah, if it wasn't for me, you would have auto drafted the guy you got.
thank you.
The guy you got.
I would have taken him.
Oh.
So pick
No.
pick 22, Terrell Pryor. Pick 23, Demaryius Thomas. Pick 24, myself, Amari Cooper. And then Ezekiel Elliott was taken off the board at pick 25. I can't believe I would much rather have Amari Cooper than Terrell Pryor and Demaryius Thomas. So I don't know what those guys were thinking.
Especially Demarius.
Yeah, Demaryius
Pryor's
is
kind of a question mark. I don't know.
He could be a stud, but Cooper's consistent at least. He's at least going to get you 10 points a week. And if he gets a touchdown, then that's just gravy.
Just gravy.
Marshawn
Quote
Lynch
me.
can be getting them all.
Austin, you went with Lamar Miller.
I did. I wanted Marshawn. Well, and Zeke, but Zeke went. I wanted Marshawn, but I couldn't do it to myself. Lamar's safer.
Marshawn is where?
29.
29, and you picked Lamar at 26. So
No. Was it?
pick 26, yeah.
Oh.
And then Todd Gurley went at pick 27. So right now we have Hopkins, Jeffrey, Brandon Cooks, Marshawn Lynch, Keenan Allen are the next 5 up. And
Man, Jeffrey went
Interesting.
before DeAndre. Sad times.
what do you think about it? Do you agree with that?
No. Just because I feel like Jeffrey will still play a maximum of 12 games.
It's tough.
At least
Yeah,
Hopkins.
DeAndre was number 6 last year, so it's hard
Hopkins is clearly the better player, but
Hopkins also still averaged 10 with Osweiler. There's no way
most of it was from
whoever's
the beginning
throwing
of
him
the
the
season.
ball is worse than Osweiler.
all right.
Brandon Cooks, interesting.
Brandon is up.
All right, so
So real quick, 27 Todd Gurley after Austin's 26 pick with Lamar Miller, 28 Alshon, 29 Brandon Cooks.
this one's a tough one because if I were drafting on a real team, I don't know if I'd take the risk. But
Is this not a real
I
team?
got burnt last season. I go with Hopkins with my pick.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, at 10 a game last season, there's no way he could get any worse quarterback play. So I feel like he could only go up from that. I feel like that's like his floor, which is still decent. Let's see. I don't want to. I have 2 receivers, so I'll go running back. And the only running backs available, at least in a close vicinity of this, are Lynch, Carlos Hyde, and Ty Montgomery. So I'll obviously draft Marshawn.
Ooh, I would take Carlos.
Nah.
Oh, really?
I would.
Even if he falls to me at 35, I won't take him.
I am not a believer in Marshawn Lynch.
I'm not a believer in Carlos Hyde.
That's fair
The
enough.
thing is, we've at least seen what
Dude's-
Lynch can do.
Dude's always hurt, and the Niners are terrible.
Lynch is old and he hasn't played for a year.
Man,
I
somebody
don't
took
think-
Rodgers at 30 to
I don't think he's
32.
going to be that great.
I think he's getting overhyped.
Keenan
But-
Allen went at 33.
Keenan Allen's a sleeper this year, I think.
He's
I
gonna be
almost
a
picked
stud.
him instead of Hopkins.
So read off your team right now.
Right now, I have Jordan Howard, Marshawn Lynch as my 1 and 2 running back, and then I have AJ Green and Hopkins as my 1 and 2 receiver.
So you're sitting decent.
Fairly well, yeah. Like no,
A lot of question marks, I think.
it could be really good though.
Howard, Lynch, and Hopkins are all question marks, but yeah.
I wouldn't say
I agree.
Howard's much of a question mark, but
Okay,
I easily see Lynch and Hopkins being one.
Austin, your pick.
Oh, man, I actually...
So Keenan Allen went at pick 33, and pick 34 was Carlos Hyde. So talk about who you have, who you're looking at.
Man, I'm almost thinking about going Juice, but I don't know.
Jarvis Landry.
I don't really like this spot.
A lot of targets, but it's Jay Cutler this year.
Yeah, I'm actually more hyped about that.
Really? You want to talk about that after
No.
your pick?
I really
No.
don't.
Oh, nice. Way to help out the listeners.
I'm just kidding. Let's see. I want Jordan Reed, though. This is tough.
He has 5 seconds to pick.
Oh, I do?
2 seconds.
Oh, crap. I don't want Crabtree. No. No!
And Michael Crabtree is off the board.
No! I want a Juice.
What?
Special tip to the listeners: always keep an eye on that clock.
Yes.
Well, Jason had me, you wouldn't explain when...
Yeah, I said
Christian McCaffrey
at the beginning of this. You
36.
said
Interesting.
if you couldn't focus. That was my pick.
Yeah, you're one to talk.
I want
You
juice.
missed it the last...
Juice.
No, I need a running back.
Just
I have
out of spite.
Julio, Amari, and Gronk right now. I need a running back.
Ooh,
I don't
like-
mean...
Montgomery's number
Oh,
one.
Man,
Man, dude, I don't mean to hate on your team.
Rip.
But your team is honestly trash.
Rip.
goodness gracious.
I would...
Ty Montgomery's. Oh no.
We like that Jordan Reed flex play.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's an awful pick.
You know what? We're gonna follow Austin's draft strategy and draft running backs later on.
Let's see
We'll
how
see
that
how-
gets
See how it
Jeez, I
plays.
also mentioned Marshawn Lynch. I didn't tell...
You mentioned LeGarrette Blount, who is way later.
you.
Yeah, as my 2.
You didn't say that.
You're
so
gonna,
we're
you're
gonna
number 1, 2. You're gonna be running...
Jason, you can still get Eddie Lacy at pick 62.
You're gonna be running Bilal Powell.
I could get
Bilal
Thomas
Powell's
Rawls
pretty good.
in the 10th round, and he's a starting running
No,
back,
he's
and he's
not.
proven he could
He
produce.
is not a starting
For a half
running
season.
He
back.
is. He started the game.
Are you just trolling?
Started
Like,
week-
is your
no, I'm not
is your
trolling.
team a joke?
I am not trolling
You
you.
have the worst team in this draft, clearly.
I disagree. Read off your team. Right
That's
now,
a
Austin.
rough draft. I'm not
Bro,
gonna lie.
your 2 tight ends are gonna be hurt for half the year.
Well, at least he could use one to
starting
fill
Jordan
in when
Reed
the
and
other one
Gronk.
was
Pick
hurt.
34, Carlos Hyde. Pick 35 to Austin, Michael Crabtree. Pick 36, Christian McCaffrey.
Wasted pick.
37, Jordan Reed.
I don't know if I
38,
like Tom
Ty
Brady at
Montgomery,
the second
39,
quarterback.
Travis Kelce, and 40, Tom Brady.
I have big question
Oh
marks.
wow, I got really cold really fast.
Why would you tell us that?
Well, it's on the video.
Yeah, I jumped really bad.
Well, we can't tell.
Yeah, true.
We might be thinking, what's that dude doing?
So go about Tom Brady not being your second quarterback.
I'm worried about his age. It's just one good hit and he's done.
That's any quarterback.
Not really.
Well,
Have you
and
seen
he
how
co-
much? a lot of people take a lot of abuse.
Like who?
All right, my pick.
Aaron Rodgers does. I know he had surgery, but Andrew Luck takes a ton of abuse every year.
He's gotten hurt like 3 years in a row, though.
It's my pick right now, and I have Jarvis
How is
Landry,
Juice still there?
Julian Edelman, Allen Robinson, Fitz, and Emmanuel Sanders and Devontae Adams. I'm really tempted to take another wide receiver, but I think
You can reach on Joe
for
Mixon.
my
He's gonna
team,
take Mixon. How's Bilal Powell rated above Mixon?
I would have to end up drafting Bilal Powell
As your number 1 running back.
as my number 1.
It's a real shame.
And nobody
Look,
likes Julian Edelman.
I'm
or Allen
confident in
Robinson.
what I can do with trades, as well as I like my receivers. I mean,
Bro, nobody's trading for anybody on your team.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah?
baby, guess who got Juice anyway?
yeah, you get somebody who gets
Holla.
8 or 10 catches a game for 80 yards, 8 points. Nice.
Well, that's why, yeah, he had over 1,000 receiving yards last year and 8 touchdowns. So.
Well, 1,000 receiving yards is only 66 yards a
and
game.
Well, 8 touchdowns isn't half bad, though. I'll take it. Touchdown every other game. Jay Cutler's slinging the rock back
You know
there.
that's not how it was, though. Brandon's up to pick. Tell us what you're thinking.
He had Eric Decker on deck.
Ah, no, dude.
No, dude.
Allen Robinson's up. He's my boy, but he shouldn't be after what he did to me last season.
We can put our teams on Twitter and have people take a vote on who has the worst team.
That'd be a nice backup receiver, though.
Jason,
I
I think you easily have the worst team.
I
I think you should not put
And you better not vote on
I
all
have,
those accounts you
I have
own.
a strong feeling that I'm not getting last. That's
You
all I'm saying.
better not vote on yours. You're going to vote yours with like all 15 of your accounts vote on them.
I do not have 15 accounts.
You know what? I'm going to risk it because I like the man. I'm going with Allen Robinson. Get burned 2 years
Blake
straight.
Bortles isn't even going to be the
Brandon,
starter by the end of the year.
Fearless Brandon taking Allen Robinson
I'm gonna
and DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm going to get, I got burnt by him last year. I'm getting
Ooh.
burnt. Well, I'd like to think
Ooh.
at least one of them would pan out.
Like last year?
They should have. But, all right. Maybe I should
So
take
real
Jamison
quick after
Crowder. Maybe I should have taken Jamison Crowder. I like
Probably
him this
should
season. I could go for the safe pick with Frank Gore. Or I can go with Greg Olsen.
After my Bilal Powell pick at 44, we have Devontae Adams, Jarvis Landry, Joe Mixon,
Devontae
Julian
Adams.
Edelman, Larry
Okay, good
Fitzgerald, Allen Robinson, and Greg Olsen went to Brandon at pick 51. I think he's going to be a big bust this year.
Allen
Who?
Robinson?
Greg Olsen.
Oh,
I'm not a believer.
I'm a little worried about him.
Not a believer in him.
Well, I like Greg Olsen. He was solid last season.
I can't believe how many people Emmanuel Sanders is ahead of.
52 went Drew Brees, and 53 went Emmanuel Sanders. So we have Sammy Watkins.
Ooh,
up.
you could still get Eddie Lacy, Austin.
Who's up?
Sammy Watkins. It's none of us. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So we have Sammy Watkins, Jamison Crowder, Mark
Oh,
Ingram,
let's go. This
Dalvin
is who I
Cook,
wanted,
and
baby.
Tyreek Hill.
This is who I wanted, son.
And Austin takes Dalvin Cook. I was really banking on him being there.
Yeah. I
That
got
hurt.
myself a starting running back.
That hurts a little bit.
Let's go.
But he's probably not going to have that good of a season because their line can't block.
Their
for
line is
anybody.
miserable.
They're the
It's
worst
got
line in the
better.
league.
It can't be any worse.
What? 30,
Well, that's a fair
32
assessment.
to 31. Nice. So Drew
No,
Brees
they're still probably 32, but just a little
went
better than last year.
52 after
Oh,
Greg
man, I
Olsen.
really wanted Crowder,
Emmanuel
though.
Sanders at 53. Martavis Bryant at 54. Austin with Dalvin Cook at 55.
It
and
was between
Tyreek
him
Hill
and
at
Crowder.
56.
It's between him and Crowder.
It's my pick. I need a running back. My mouse is frozen. Mark Ingram, Frank
Oh.
Gore, who I'm thinking about.
Ooh.
We're going to go Mark Ingram.
I would not feel good as Mark Ingram was my number 1 running back.
He's not.
Technically,
He's my number 2. So
He's got Bilal Powell, too.
Oh,
I'm going to pick a lot of depth in running
you
back.
forget
a lot
about
of
Matt Forte.
mediocre
I mean,
running
he's
backs.
still.
Right now, it's going to be matchups for me for running backs. So
Oh, man. Somebody wasted a pick on Eddie Lacy.
I don't have
Sad
that
day.
must-start running back.
Nobody's wasted one yet on our boy Sammy Watkins.
Why would you pick Eddie Lacy before Jamison Crowder, honestly?
So Matt Ryan at 58,
Makes
Eddie
me very
Lacy at
sad.
59, Jamison Crowder at
You know what,
60.
Honestly, Matt Ryan wasn't a half bad deal there.
No.
I don't know.
I know he's
still a quarterback in the top, 5th round? Late 5th?
No, we're in round 6. That would have been round 6 or 7.
Yeah, we're in the 7th right now.
Or yeah, sorry.
But that's not bad. I don't know.
All right.
I mean, I wasn't thinking about taking him, but that's
Pierre Garçon after Crowder at 61, 62, Sammy Watkins, 63, Delaney Walker. I'm back up. Frank Gore's there. I need more running backs.
Are you sure you don't need a third tight end? Delaney Walker's a good pick here.
Also, Spencer Ware's there. I actually like Spencer Ware a little bit better than Frank Gore. I know there's a lot of hype about
the backup.
Oh, what's his name? That's gonna kill me. But I'm taking
Who just
Spencer
took Mike
Ware.
Gillislee?
He's the starter.
Is that a joke?
No, he was projected right around there.
Let me find.
I think he was
that
68
backup
or something like
for
that.
you. Oh, what is his name? So talk about the picks. Who went next?
Mike Gillislee.
Somebody took Delaney Walker.
Gillislee was a competent backup last season. I don't like the three-headed monster that New England has for the running backs, though. Don't they have White,
James White,
Gillislee, and
Rex
the other guy?
Burkhead. Mike Gillislee, and
I think they have Deion Lewis, too.
yeah,
They have four
Yeah, they have
like
a lot.
competent running backs. I don't like that.
Don't know how I feel about that one.
Ooh. Paul Perkins.
You gotta talk to our viewers here, Austin.
And then
I either wanted Paul Perkins or I wanted
at pick 66,
the guy that just went. No, who was it? Where is he?
Martellus Bennett.
It was a wide receiver I wanted.
Pick
I don't even
69.
see him anymore. Oh, Macklin. Jeremy Macklin, but hopefully I can get him this round.
So Austin, Paul Perkins, pick 66, 67, and Brandon Marshall. 68, Andrew Luck. 69, Martellus Bennett. And 70, Frank Gore.
I want to take Jeremy Macklin just out of spite, but I won't.
Brandon's going to pick LeGarrette.
I want to.
Mark my words.
I want LeGarrette. Let's see.
Stephon Diggs, Willie Snead, Theo Riddick, C.J. Anderson, Jeremy Macklin are all up next. Brandon
Yeah.
has 10 seconds.
This is tough. It's Macklin or LeGarrette. I'll go Macklin.
Ooh.
Wow, you just
Just
said you weren't going to
snipes
do
him.
it.
No, there's reason. It's because
Well, let's hear it.
Flacco threw the most passes last season.
And the year before.
Yeah, they throw the ball.
Well,
And
Flacco's not playing. It's Ryan Mallett.
Really?
Yeah. The dude who lost the job to Brock Osweiler.
What happened? Oh shoot, he got hurt, didn't he?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
It's a back injury. He's supposed to be back in week.
I completely
I
forgot
think it's
about
between weeks 2 and 4, but back
Either way.
injuries linger. as
Either way.
Austin
Oh,
and I know,
stop
so.
it. You don't feel good about that.
that. Well, who's their running back?
Terrence West.
That guy's no good. You think they're gonna run the ball with him
Danny
30 times a
Woodhead.
game? Danny Woodhead's no joke. I won't
Could be
disrespect.
a receiving back.
I won't disrespect
That's
Danny
right. Terrence
Woodhead.
West just got taken.
All right, Austin's on the board.
What
You can talk about your pick afterwards.
do you
Pick 70, Frank
what do you
Gore,
think?
Jeremy Macklin.
Oh yeah, I picked Frank Gore
AP
too.
went at 72.
Waste.
73 was Stephon Diggs, and 74 was Terrence West.
It's either Deshaun Jackson or LeGarrette Blount.
Well, what do you need?
I definitely don't need a running back, but I'm taking LeGarrette Blount. I always like to go running back heavy due to scarcity. I always feel like halfway through the season, you always have at least like 10 injured running backs. And so if you have like a couple extras, people will way overpay for them.
So if you own 10 of them,
Agreed.
chances are you're probably gonna have 3 or 4 of them hurt.
yeah, but that
No,
means,
I'm just
that means
messing.
I
I agree
also
with
have.
you.
There's only one starting running back per team usually if
I
they're
have
good.
one pick away. Darren McFadden at pick 76, so took Austin's handcuff.
Interesting.
I was hoping.
Well, I mean, I don't have Elliott.
I was hoping Amir Abdullah would be there.
On your
and
team,
he
Jason, you
was, so I
probably
took
should have
him.
taken McFadden, honestly.
No, I'm fine.
Bro,
Will
you're
Powell, Mark Ingram,
Bilal
Spencer
Powell
Ware,
isn't even
Amir
the
Abdullah.
starter.
Yes, he is. Matt Forte's injured,
Nah, for how long though?
and he's not even the starter.
And
I don't
Will
know.
Powell has moved ahead of him on the depth
Are you
chart.
sure about that?
Yeah, last season by the
I have
numbers.
4 starting
by
running
Leo-
backs right now, so I could pick their matchups, and
Like,
I
four
obviously don't
lousy
have
ones
a,
though.
I disagree with that.
Why do you? What?
Amir Abdullah is
Four
not a
lousy-
good starter.
Spencer Ware was a legit running back
for the
last year.
first 5 games.
He was a legit. He got hurt. You can't count that.
Well, the
Well,
other
Amir
guy,
Abdullah's
the
always
other
hurt.
guy stepped in and did a lot
and
of
then
work.
Amir Abdullah
Always hurt.
He did well. He got hurt.
What, one game?
How many yards did
Everybody
he have
gets
last
hurt.
year?
I have 4 decent running
No,
backs.
you
4
don't.
serviceable running backs.
Oh, I'd
I won't
argue
call
that
Amir.
all day.
I would be
I won't
fine
call
with my
Amir.
team. My team will be more consistent than.
I'd
both
argue
of your
that
teams.
Dalvin Cook, Paul Perkins, LeGarrette Blount
Amir
are better
played
than
one
any of
game.
you, but
You know
guys
what? We should keep track of these teams and take the stats each week and see how they do.
Well, we can have our producer, the eyes and ears, do that for us. Thanks, Seth.
Like,
But then again,
he just flipped us off.
then again, if we draft depth though,
Wow.
it's tough.
So, after my pick of Amir Abdullah at 77, 78's Willie Snead, Tyrell Williams, Kyle Rudolph, and Theo Riddick at 81.
I keep seeing Team Brandon up there and thinking I'm about to pick.
So C.J. Anderson, Dante Moncrief, Deshaun Jackson, Tevin Coleman are the next players up to be selected.
Getting slept on.
I think Deshaun will be decent this season.
So is Moncrief.
Nah, Moncrief only caught touchdowns. He had no yards.
Moncrief gets buckets, and that's what you want.
Yeah, but he only had like 2 receptions a game.
That's what you. If he's somebody that Andrew Luck trusts at the goal line, then why not? Who cares if he just gets touchdowns?
Because I want somebody that has more upside than 6
points.
At
what? He does. Who's to say he doesn't have more upside than 6 points?
Still, I mean, when somebody gets 2 catches, 30 yards, and a touchdown, and that's like
I owned
a
him
normal
last
game.
Year.
That's kind of
the only reason you ever played him is because he was going to probably get a touchdown.
At this point in the draft, he is the best option.
I disagree.
Who else? Adam Thielen?
Deshaun
Jackson.
Oh, please.
Maybe even my boy Eric Decker.
I might even take Mike Wallace.
In fantasy football, you want consistency.
Jason, that's your pick.
Fudge.
I just noticed it when there's 3 seconds left.
Russell Wilson.
I needed a quarterback.
Was that the 4th time you missed your pick?
Gosh dang it, this is the 2nd time.
Oh, Deshaun Jackson.
I would have taken Moncrief.
My team is quality, dude.
Wait on quarterbacks. That's pretty common. I mean, everybody's going to say it. It's true. Just wait on quarterbacks.
You're just saying that because you ended up with Russell Wilson.
Well, yeah, as a Niners fan,
I'd wait too.
Ugh.
You've literally compiled the worst team I've ever seen in a mock draft.
I would disagree.
I bet the team that drafted Tebow had a better roster.
It's a very disrespectful.
Legit tight ends. I have the 2 best tight ends, 2 legit wide receivers, and running backs that are going to get me
5 points a game.
8 to 10 points a game.
You don't want
Spencer Ware could be.
David
I'm
Johnson got
counting
21
on the
last
Jets
season.
Offense.
I would be totally. Baloo Powell in his last 3 games as a stud.
Stop
3 whole games in a 3-year career.
When he finally got to play, Forte was playing all the time.
Forte.
Running backs.
Forte was very inefficient.
Running backs have been proven. They're on the Jets. Running backs do well.
Is Hackenberg the Jets quarterback?
No, he couldn't. He couldn't break the huddle. So right now, Josh McCown is.
Wow,
man! They
took
Eric Decker.
Kareem Hunt. That is the running back. I was trying to think of Kansas City Chiefs backup. Russell Wilson was my pick at 64, 65. Kareem Hunt, Deshaun Jackson, Jimmy Graham, Dante Moncrief, and Eric Decker at pick 69.
I'm going Fat Rob.
Fat Rob coming up here.
Fat Rob. There are rumors that the backup might take his starter.
P. Ryan.
There were rumors, however, he has slimmed down in the offseason, and reports in the camp say he seems committed to the job, which I'd hope so because it is his job.
You should be like Fat Rob and slim down in the offseason.
I should. I dedefinitely should have this season.
Well,
offseason.
I'm sure Matt Moore was committed to the job, but as soon as he had an opportunity, they went and found some schlub who was going to be in the booth. So, I mean, I don't think he's going to play at all.
Oh, I thought you were referencing Tony Romo for a second.
No. It was the last pick of the 9th round.
Can you pick, please?
Right. Samaje P. Ryan is going to take over that starting job, so you do not want Fat Rob.
You know what? I wasted a 9th round, so I'll live with it.
That's still a big pick.
4 seconds for Brandon.
Had to reach.
He takes 2 Redskins, so Fat Rob, Robert Kelly, and Kirk Cousins.
So let me guess, Jason.
Quarterback last season.
When Doug Martin comes up, you're going to draft him and say you got 4 starting running backs, right?
5, actually.
No, I will, depending on where he's at, but I most likely won't draft him.
Oh.
Right now, I only have 2 wide receivers, so I went a little bit running back heavy to balance it out.
You mean you went a little tight end heavy?
Why can't I play 2 tight ends? 2
because
stud tight ends.
Because they're both going to be hurt by week 4.
If they're not, though, what's my potential?
Them being out for both of them being out for the playoffs?
I'm just saying, if they're playing, I'm being kind of risky right now. Yes.
Kind of risky.
But if both of them play, they both can score 20 points a week.
Well, could they never do?
To win from your flex, you need around 6 to 8 points, and from your tight end, you need the same. And I could more than double that.
You could just grab
easily
Hunter Henry.
Yeah, but is Hunter Henry going to score as much as Rob Gronkowski?
And then I went out and I grabbed Cam Newton.
He's also 12 rounds behind him, but
I decided it was time.
Needed a quarterback.
I think Cam Newton rebounds a little bit this year.
I almost grabbed him.
Pick 95, Cam Newton. 96, Mike Wallace. 97, Duke Johnson Jr. 98, Matt Forte, poor pick, and 99,
coming from the
John
guy
Brown,
that owns Bilal Powell.
100, Kenny Britt. Do we need to make a bet right now?
I suppose you'd be most qualified to talk about bad picks.
Dude, I think we need to make it.
You're over here telling me that Bilal Powell is a suitable number 1 running back. That's why I'm making fun of you.
I'm not saying a suitable number 1 running back. I said he's a serviceable running back.
Serviceable number 1?
I have 4 to 5.
No, he's a suitable flex play on a bye week.
Spitting all over my arm.
Goodness, you guys get me all worked up, and I auto drafted Duke Johnson Jr. Screw you guys. Screw you guys.
Was that number 5?
Now Brandon's up.
No, it's not. That's other Brandon.
All right, I'm in 2 picks. I need to focus. I have 5 running backs, 2 wide receivers.
You just auto drafted again, didn't you?
That was team auto draft.
Oh my! My auto draft got turned on.
Learn how to play.
So I auto drafted Jonathan
Dang it! Who
Stewart.
took Zach Ertz?
So I have my
Man.
6th running back.
Zach Ertz has hoodwinked you 4 years straight.
He was really good at the end of last year.
Obviously,
Trash.
when you do your draft, focus. Look at your
But it's all good though,
rankings.
because I got Jordan Matthews and I'm happy about it.
nice.
That's not bad.
Man, my skill positions are so good.
He has a bone chip in his ankle right now, so he's out for a while.
Jordan
okay.
Matthews.
Jordan Matthews.
He's
Dope, and the Bills just traded
He's
for
the 5th
him.
guy on my bench. That's okay.
So he's probably somebody you're going to either drop or put in your injured reserve slot. Brandon's up.
For the 10th pick in the 11th draft.
11th
Selecting
round.
Corey
draft.
Coleman, or 11th round. I'm saying a bunch of stupid stuff. Picked up Corey Coleman. I liked the start of his season last year.
Oh, did you?
Pre-injury, yes.
So pick 104, Jonathan Stewart, Zach Ertz, Jordan Matthews, Jameis Winston, Hunter Henry, Darren Sproles, and then Brandon just picked Corey Coleman at 110. Looking at
Going for a little bit of a risk, getting Jaquez Rogers.
Jaquiz?
Yeah, I don't know how to say his name. Jaquez.
You get 3 games of starter production.
Okay, who's ever up, can you please go?
Can we please stop pretending that Doug Martin was a serviceable running back last season? That man had less than 3 yards of carry.
He's
when he
every
was in
other
there.
year is when he performs.
No, Brandon, he's not on the level of Bilal Powell.
He's not.
Bilal was decent last season. I'll give him that.
Is he a good
I
number
think
1?
you're going to eat your words. I'm not saying he's a number 1 running
He's
back.
your number 1.
He is. I'm just saying
Which is
I
a real
have
I'm
shit.
okay with him as a
I
flex
have
play.
4 running backs, Bilal Powell, Mark Ingram, Spencer Ware, Amir Abdullah, that I can flip in and out.
I wouldn't want to flip any of them. Not rephrase. I like Bilal Powell this season.
I think Spencer Ware you'd be just fine with.
He's
He's a starting running back with a quarter
Yeah,
on a
but
team
I
with
had
a
him, and they
quarterback
kept
that doesn't
putting
throw
in-
more
they
than
kept
10
putting in
yards.
other people last year.
We
If
saw
you
the way
went
they
to their
treated
first
that guy.
preseason game,
Alex
had
Smith
1
won't even be the
target.
starter at the end of the year.
At the end of the game, his receivers had 1 target when he was in, and his running back had 6.
Who was the backup who I got hosed on last season with the Chiefs?
Nile Davis.
Nile Davis. We saw the treatment he got. Who's to say that Spencer Ware's going to get all the carries?
Andy Reid's actually talked about Spencer Ware and was really excited about Spencer Ware.
And then
So,
I'm actually
Well,
going
his
to
team
take.
doesn't have much to be excited about.
Buy
I'm
into
actually
Spencer
taking
Ware.
Derrick Henry because I don't trust DeMarco Murray to stay healthy all year.
I don't like DeMarco Murray this season just because the last time he had a good season, other than last season, obviously, he went out and just busted.
You can't say that other than last season. That's like the world's biggest caveat.
No, last season he had a good season. I mean, so I feel like he had a really good season, then awful, then really good. I don't trust what was it? I can't remember.
So let's move on.
Let's hurry up and pick this. This draft needs to end.
With 117. Pick 117. I went with Corey Davis. I like the upside. Giovanni Bernard went after him. Phillip Rivers, Broncos defense already, and Dak Prescott.
I don't know why people
Seahawks
like
defense.
Already,
Broncos
we're in the
defense.
13th round.
Yeah, I wait on defense.
Why do people like the Broncos defense?
Because their line is really good. And
Yeah, but the offense is so bad. The defense is always going to be on the field.
it didn't matter. Their corners are unbelievable.
Are they? But are they better than Bilal Powell?
I think Samaje P. Ryan wins the job, so I'm drafting him. Running back heavy, 7 running backs, 3 wide receivers. You just it's going right over your head what I'm saying about Bilal Powell. I'm just saying I have running backs that I can flip in depending on the matchup,
Bilal Powell is not good.
and that's where I am in the draft. What was available to me?
Well,
I
yeah,
was
because you
going
took 2
best
tight ends in
available.
right away.
Jordan Reed was way better than any of my options at that time.
Mm-hmm. Not Bilal Powell though.
Bilal Powell was later on.
I know he's a better option.
Why do you be so disrespectful with Bilal Powell?
Hey, Brandon, can we please hurry up and
I'm
pick?
looking.
There's 2 rounds left. Just pick.
For you, maybe.
Brandon.
We could put these teams on Twitter, and we'll take it to a vote. See who has the worst. See who has the best.
Jason, you clearly have the worst team.
I disagree. I wish we were in a league with these teams right now because I would be fine.
No, you wouldn't.
I would be just fine.
I wouldn't like that if I were you, but that's just me.
You're we can debate your teams in a second, but your team is just complete inconsistency right now.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Boomer bust, baby.
Yeah, your whole team.
I missed Frank Gore's consistent, so if my flex is inconsistent, I can just plug him right in.
You wanna talk about a 34-year-old running back? You have Allen Robinson,
who hasn't missed a
DeAndre
game
Hopkins.
in 6 years. Yeah, we saw their all-time low.
Cool. Allen Robinson hasn't missed a game in 2 years.
No, I'm talking about Frank Gore.
He's good, yeah.
Frank Gore's not going to be the starter by the end of the year.
Well, he'll potentially get hurt. He's 35 years old.
Or he'll potentially be awful because he's 35 years
All
old.
right. At pick 137,
Who's gonna take the
I'm
job?
going to take Steven Gostkowski.
Hope you're proud of that.
I like the Patriots to score some points this year. We have...
It appears as if auto draft is in motion for most teams,
Including me.
Ebron, Matthew Stafford, Latavius Murray. Then I had...
Oh,
Or then Brandon picked Adam
Tavis Murray has
Vinatieri,
really dropped off.
Dan
hasn't he?
Bailey at 143. Now it's my pick again. Ben Roethlisberger, Zay Jones, John Ross, Tyrod Taylor, Jeremy Hill.
I can't believe how much Roethlisberger dropped in a year.
I'm probably I'm going to take a risk and go with Jamal Charles.
Why? I wanted him.
I don't care that you wanted him.
I'm just saying. I didn't think anybody's going to take him, and then somebody did.
Can you just make these last two quick, please?
Yeah,
So Ben Roethlisberger, Cardinals defense, Patriots, Matt Prater at 148 and Zay Jones at 149. Brandon is on the clock with his last 2 picks.
This, obviously, I'm just clicking because it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm not going to go in there and examine all the defenses. I'll take the best available right now. And let's see, the last pick.
Panthers defense.
Oh, there's somebody's going to... I'll take a
really
risk on
overrated this year.
Jeremy Hill. Maybe.
7 touchdowns in the past 3 years.
He's a dud, but it's my last pick, so.
John Ross, Dustin Hopkins, Tyrod Taylor. I'm up. Need a wide receiver. Oh, but I see. Oh, I'm maxed out. Thomas Rawls is there. I have eight running backs right now, so I probably should draft a wide receiver.
Ooh, you could have Kenny Stills.
I'm a big believer in Brashard Perryman this year, but I'm going to go with Robert Woods.
I don't know why the Rams went out of their way to take both of the Bills' receivers.
They see something.
Yeah.
Bills aren't using them. So we have... I'm up. I'm going to go with Kenny Stills.
Draft's essentially over now.
So I ended up with the Jaguars defense.
They're supposed to be pretty good, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever you think about them.
I'm impartial. It's what was left. Defense is a streamer anyway. So, just real quick, let's read off our teams and then evaluate them.
All right, take a snapshot.
All right. I have at quarterback, I have Russell Wilson. Running back, below Powell, Mark Ingram, but I can also flip in Spencer Ware and Amir Abdullah, which I would probably start Spencer Ware before Mark Ingram. Wide receiver, I have Julio Jones and then Amari Cooper. And then my tight end is Gronk, and my flex is Jordan Reed. Defense, Jaguars, kicker, Steven Gostkowski.
That is rough.
I mean, it's not the most ideal team, but I think I could make it work.
Yeah, for maybe like a 7th place finish.
Disagree.
All right, my team, I have Cam Newton, the running back 1 and 2, LaShawn McCoy, Lamar Miller. My top 2 wide receivers are going to be T.Y. and Michael Crabtree, who was an accident. Tight end, not overly thrilled about, is Jack Doyle. Flex play is Jarvis Landry. Defense, Cardinals. And then for the bench, we have Dalvin Cook, Paul Perkins, LeGarrette Blount, Deshaun Jackson, Jordan Matthews, Derrick Henry, and Kevin White. So really went heavy on skill positions.
All right, and for mine, I got Kirk Cousins. Let's see here. Jordan Howard, Marshawn Lynch. At receiver, we have A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins. Tight end, Greg Olsen. For the flex, we have Allen Robinson. However, if he decides to be the Allen Robinson of old, we also have Robert Kelly, Frank Gore, Jeremy Maclin, and Corey Coleman, who could be plugged in there. Defense, we have the Panthers. And kicker, we have Justin Tucker.
So we're going to put these on Twitter. Just take a vote, and then we can talk about it next podcast and see who had the worst, who had the best team.
You can't vote, or we can't vote on our own.
We're not going to vote. I'm just going to.
You at least get your own vote.
Okay, fine. 1 vote each.
Okay, so tonight we have Monday Night Football, or hopefully this is out by tonight. But we have Ravens versus Dolphins, Bills versus Eagles, Jags versus Bucks. Make sure you check us out on Twitter. Brandon, where's that?
Hold on. We're not doing the hot take?
Nah.
We're kind of out of time right now, so.
Fair enough. I'll save it for next week. Get ready, everybody, for next week. Oh, by the way, you want to see us again? No, you do. Go on Frontline FF at Twitter.com. That's right. Look right into my eyes. Frontline FF at Twitter.com. You need this.
Also, check out our website, frontlinefantasyfootball.com, where you can see Jonathan's blog. He actually talked a little bit about Ezekiel Elliott and Sammy Watkins and where they should be drafted. So check that out.
What more do you want?
You can see our rankings. You can see Austin's DFS page. You can see our podcast bets.
Not yet.
Well,
Soon.
Also, check us out on YouTube, Frontline Fantasy Football. Check us out on Instagram, Frontline FF. And check us out on iTunes and now Google Play.
You like that, don't you? I certainly do.
Thanks for listening and watching.